Alec, how frustrating is a game like this? You had opportunities to score, different snafus, penalties, and different things that killed drives. Is it frustrating knowing that you had them, but you weren't able to pull out the win?
Yeah, I mean it's extremely frustrating when you play so hard. I mean the defense played so well, offensively we played well, and like you said, penalties killed us, and we just on routine plays like field goals we just didn't execute, and that's on us. And we need to be better. And next week we have a big game, and we're going to come back stronger.
Was that kind of the message in the locker room after this game? Is that focusing on the Houston game and how that's really unique? It's a do or die kind of situation for you guys for bowl eligibility.
Yeah, I think that the message really was just we have a lot to play for next week, and Houston's a good opponent, and we need to come out there and play well. And if we win, we go to a bowl game, and that's a big deal. And I think that it would be like 8 or 9 straight for UCF, so it is a big deal to go to a bowl game. And it also was, you have to let this loss hurt, because I mean all losses should hurt, and if it doesn't hurt, it doesn't mean anything to you. So that's at least like seeing guys in the locker room upset that we lost and hurt. I mean that's a good thing, and that's what should happen with a team.
Game to go in the regular season, but how frustrating is it to look back on the season and see so many self-inflicted wounds that cost you games?
Yeah, I think that sometimes the ball just doesn't bounce your way, and it's frustrating, and it's a lesson in not only football but in life, that sometimes when things don't go the right way, what are you going to do? How are you going to respond to it? And there are some games this year when we responded well, and we ended up going out and executing afterwards, and there's games that we folded afterwards, and that's life, that's football, and that's something that going into this next week we need to focus on, that whenever something goes wrong we need to pick ourselves up and pick each other up and play better.
What was the feeling at halftime, leaving points out there when the clock ran out?
I don't think that there was much. I mean, obviously it's frustrating, but I don't think that there was really anything out of the norm. It was just kind of like, hey, it's onto the second half. It's tie game at this point, so if we execute in the second half, we win. Then we're not even talking about that. So that was kind of the feeling, I guess.
Alec, you guys have had struggles on the road in the Big 12. I mean, is there anything you can put a finger on that maybe you guys have struggled in some of these road games in the Big 12?
No, I don't think so. I think that it's just a game on the road, game at home. Either way, like it just comes down to execution, regardless. And we just didn't execute today.
Coach just said that this team has been resilient all year. What do you credit that to?
Yeah, I think that it starts at the top with Coach Malzahn and just his attitude and his just intent that he brings to practice every single week, and then he brings it on the sideline. And I think that it just trickles down from there to the captains, to just everyone else on the team. And it's just whenever something doesn't go our way, we got to pick ourselves back up, and that's what we have to do today. We got to let this game hurt, let this loss hurt, and then pick ourselves up and come out next week in front of our fans, senior night. It's a big night, big game for bowl eligibility, so it's a huge game for us, and we need to understand that and bring it in practice next week.
You just mentioned that there's a lot on the line next week. Right now, it's the only game for sure that you got left. How important is it to get a win and to have another game for you to play?
Yeah, I think that just when you look at your journey in college football and you find that you're getting down at the end, every single practice, every single game, just means a little bit more. So now going to this last game, being senior night, and you look at it and you're like, wow, like the journey seems to be coming to an end. You want to end it positively, so that when you're looking back and you're talking to your friends, family, your kids, you have those fond memories, and that's something that we're gonna execute next week, and we will have those memories.
I know it hurts with the loss, but you look at some of the positives, the play with Colton Boomer, the fake field goal. What's it like for you guys to see that happen and to see Colton get an opportunity to kind of show his legs a little bit?
Yeah, I think that it's awesome when you see something from the other team and you're like, oh, like we can pull something on them. And obviously that play with Boomer, he's so fast that it was perfect execution. Mitch did a great job tossing it back, and I mean I had the easy job of just going and blocking a guy that was standing out there. So it's satisfying to see a play like that be executed properly.
As a leader on this team, you said you don't want to end your season next week, and certainly not at home. There's still more football to be played. Is that going to be your message this week, too?
Yeah, of course. And going into practices, it's bringing intent and being every single rep needs to be a game rep next week in practice, regardless. And when you're in the weight room, every squat needs to be a game squat. Whatever we're doing next week, we need to bring intent and we need to be focused.
That's great, Alex.
Thanks a lot, Alec.